up one of my strings, popper pod. Well, I set this gear 6 days ago, Keith, and I don't have time to play your games. I could care less about his gear. I could care less where you're gonna check the first pod. And the thing about the first pod is, whatever that pod has, now I'm back to business. This one's gotta produce. Let's drop down. I only need like about a...
We'll take it. Probably about a 45 there.
6 meters a day. That's how far the royal crab can march across the ocean floor, an armored tide moving south from Alaska. Each female releases up to 400,000 larvae, drifting in currents that carry them like living seeds of an invasion. The question isn't if they'll reach new coasts, it's what happens when they do. Because what looks like $1 million catch to fishermen could also be dismantling the ecosystem beneath their boats. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. It starts as a whisper on sonar, a slow-moving line creeping south. But that faint trace marks millions of armored shells edging across the seafloor, silent and relentless. From the icy shallows of the Russian Far East, the royal crab slipped into new waters, carried by currents and time. When it reached Alaska, it found a coastline rich in food and few natural limits. Each day, these crabs move about 6 meters through mud and rock, leaving behind scattered shell fragments that tell the story of what they've eaten. A single female can release 400,000 larvae, small enough to ride tides like drifting plankton. Most young marine life never makes it past those first few days, but the royal crab's larvae shrug off the extremes, heat, pressure, and depth, that stop other species cold. This toughness gives them the run of the ocean floor. Compare that to most natural visitors. Some fish migrate, stay a season, then leave.
Like when we set, there's no gear, and I come back 4 days later, there's a load of gear everywhere.
It's a good thing that pod came out of our wheel, because then we'd have to maybe go in there and dive and cut it all out.
That's why you don't set your pod that close to somebody else's.
You're gonna check the first pod, and the thing about the first pod is, whatever that pod has, stupid kindergarten game, you!
The royal crab doesn't. It adapts, burrows in, and rewrites the food chain from the bottom. That's why scientists call it nearly impossible to contain. It's not a guest, it's a builder of new territory. Out on the docks, though, the story sounds different. To local crews, the bright red armor of a full trap means a paycheck. On deck, metal cages clatter open while white spray hits cold hands. The air smells like bait and diesel. It's hard work with quick rewards, and every load pulled from deep water feels like victory. But below that noise, something quieter is slipping away. Starfish, clams, and urchins lose ground, their habitats chewed into rubble. Here's the twist: the heavier the harvest, the faster the spread.
We don't know yet, can't think that far ahead. Scrap fishing. Going right up one of my strings, popper pod. Well, I set this gear 6 days ago, Keith, and I don't have time to play your games. I could care less about his gear. I could care less where he sucked his pod underneath my boat, and his buoys came up in right by my prop.
We have 13 pods left and a big storm coming.
Come up, guys.
Every ship that hauls them out also helps drive their range wider. And that's how this hunt turns into a $100 million question for both conservation and commerce. To scientists, it's a runaway species; to fishermen, it's red gold. Both see the same creature, but not the same future. Out on the docks, the royal crab fuels a small economy built on salt, steel, and cold ambition. Each season's haul moves through a tightly run machine, traps hoisted, boats unloaded, crabs stacked in bins still glistening from the catch. Within hours, they're hauled inland to plants where the real transformation happens. Workers grade every shell, checking for color and weight. The best go on to washing and cooking lines, where they're steamed or boiled under exact times and temperatures.
Now I'm back to business. This one's gotta produce. Let's drop down. I only need like about a
The momentary distraction has the time bandit tangled in another boat's gear.
I traced the wizard. It's blank. And the rest of them are probably going to be blank.
Then they're vacuum sealed, flash frozen, and boxed for export to high-end markets around the world. This chain turns an invasive crustacean into a global delicacy. And with every shipment that leaves the pier, market prices climb a bit higher. Those prices drive fleets to push farther offshore and work longer into the season, expanding the human footprint right alongside the crab's range. Every new demand adds pressure to fish deeper and faster, creating a loop where profit feeds spread. For coastal towns, that money means jobs and stability. For ecologists, it signals risk stacking up across the ecosystem. Regulators stand in the middle of that crossroads. Conserve biodiversity, or support the income that keeps entire communities afloat. It's not an easy call when models show the crab's march continuing south, threatening to undo balance in local marine life.
The rest of them are probably going to have that.
Bob, because that happens.
Anyway, casualties of war. We're almost there.
With a major storm closing in, Jonathan won't be able to reset. But if they can keep it up, it'll be good enough for a ticket home.
Each crate that passes inspection holds that invisible trade-off, quick reward packaged with long-term loss. The same dynamic plays out in salmon farms and lobster traps, where new technology promises control but often breeds fresh vulnerability.
We'll take it. Probably about a 45 there. Good job, man. We were just pulling our pot. We freed one pot. We had one in our rudder.
He needs these pots to come up full.
It's go time, man!
The royal crab thrives because demand rewards abundance. It's both the symptom and the product of ocean imbalance. And that leaves one question hanging over every net we cast next: whether the future of seafood can honor profit without exhausting the life beneath it. The royal crab keeps thriving because our economy rewards abundance more than balance.
Not on purpose, I pulled my pot. Sucks.
I don't know whose pot it was, but we ran somebody's pot over. It wasn't ours, I know that, so that's all that matters, really.
Jonathan's gamble on his scallop bed honey hole has paid off all season.
Each haul shows human skill and consequence side by side. The harvest feeds families, but it also feeds an imbalance that stretches across coasts. Out on the water, that trade-off feels simple, until the catch stops coming. So the question becomes clear: can we build value without invasion, and profit without collapse? Maybe the answer lies in learning restraint, not expansion. The sea never hides its truth for long. It always settles the debt. The only question left is whether we'll listen before the tide turns red.